Well, it's time for a very big week in Luton Town's history. We do not turn our attention to the Premier League today, but to the FA Cup and to the European competitions as we go away from home to both Spurs and Udinese. If we win them both, we may be looking at huge progress and an incredible season. And after a big January transfer window and two great signings to finish, we're starting to look like we might be a handful in the future at Luton Town. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 41 of this FM06 Let's Retro Save from Luton Town. I'm having a great time, we're having plenty of fun. We've got our favourite strike duo back and in form in Crouch and Walcott. And as we go into today's double header, we've got big decisions to make. We're playing Thursday night football and we've got an advantage going away to Italy and Udinese. They're a good side, they gave us a wobble at Kenilworth Road, but we managed to get over the line. Now we've got to try and hold that lead in Italy, but between it we've got a big FA Cup tie and there's an opportunity opening up there as well. So what do we gamble on? How do we go with the team as we continue to fly high in the Premier League too? Well, if you're looking forward to finding out what we do, how we go and who we've signed, then please do put a thumbs up on it. We're going to start today with transfer news before we move on to the football because it has been an interesting January window at Luton Town. If we go and have a look at the transfer news overall, it's been an interesting month because we brought in two players at the end of the January window, and it includes a new record signing and a player we've actually agreed to join 3 times in this save, but for the first time he actually passed his work permit. So let's start with the one that was a necessity. 2.1 million if all the fees are paid, 750 grand of that up front. We mentioned about needing a left back. We sold Baraggi for 3 million in the last episode. We then got an injury to Mike Zonneveld. We couldn't get Leighton Baines. So we've gone for Matteo Gallinucci, who was transfer listed at Spurs. Really solid backup, better defensively than Baraggi. Maybe not quite as good physically or as versatile, but at 22, he comes in having played for Spurs and Inter. We basically got him for what he joined Spurs for. And he's a solid squad player. He's not going to start every week when everyone's fit, but he can take a corner when Zonneveld's not in, which is important for us too. And going forward, he does offer plenty. So a really good backup player, probably slightly better than Baraggi and slightly cheaper as well as being on a lower wage. On the right-hand side, though, it is the end of the homegrown players from the start because Rodrigo Diaz is a player I have chased for eons. And we finally, at the third time of asking, got him in. We've had work permit problems, we've had transfer offer problems, but we have now spent 12.5 million on 2 starting defenders this year. But the right side of our defence is better for it because Rodrigo Diaz comes in from Fluminense, a brilliant player technically, phenomenal defensively. How he's not near the Brazil squad, I don't know. He's made 3 sub-appearances so far. He came in very underbaked physically because Brazil play winter to winter. He will make his first start today in the FA Cup tie. But for 12.5 grand a week, this boy is going to be a star of the future. I absolutely adore his attributes. And he comes in to take us to the next level. So we're in very good nick in terms of players in. No further players left the club despite us trying with both Richard Hughes and Johan Giroud. No further players have left the club on loan. So it has been a quiet end to the window on the outs. But we've improved the squad. We've still not been able to get Vincent Kompany. There are no future transfers in. He rejected Milan as well, which made me feel a bit better. And no further outs at the minute, apart from Andy O'Brien. We've not had offers worth accepting for Davis or Zonneveld. So that's the position that we are in at the moment. Let's see how it's affected us on the pitch, because results have been excellent since you were last here. You were with me as we picked up 4 points in brilliant displays against Liverpool and Arsenal. We've kind of picked up where we left off. Yet again this season, the story has been clean sheets. We've kept 4 in the last 5. We had one ridiculous game in the middle of it. After sneaking through with our backup team against West Ham, Valentin Robert, the hero again, came in for a rare start and got his goal. We then won 6-0 at Villa. 3 for Walcott, 2 for Crouch, 1 for Paul. 2 of them were penalties. Wilfred Boomer was sent off early after we went 2-0 up. And from that point, it was a training session. We were actually resting people in the second half. Foley went off. Diaz got half a game on his debut. Keane came on at half-time for Flamini. Shane Paul got a run out for Walcott as well. It was just the perfect day. It was a little more cagey against Wigan, where we nicked a 1-0 thanks to Sean Maloney scoring against the club he'd go on to play for in real life. The 3-1 win against Blackburn was a great result, with Decassi scoring a screamer, Walcott and Crouch getting one apiece too. And in a 2-0 win against Udinese, Peter Crouch missed a penalty early on. We wondered if it was going to be our day, but Theo Walcott on the break again. Maybe the injury's been good for him, I don't know, because he's had a year break and he looks a gem now, better than ever before. It does mean we've got to gamble today, though, because we're in a position where I think we can get through in Europe now. The Spurs game, whilst it looks good, a bit like the League Cup, I gambled with the first team there and it went wrong. You look at the other teams that could get through. Today it looks all right. If you look at the draws the other night, Chelsea have already got through. Arsenal will get through in the replay, as will Liverpool. Newcastle in with a chance as well. So it's unlikely we're going to go and win that one. On the flip side of it, we've got Udinese and West Brom the 2 games after. And with our current Premier League position of 4th, I know it's a big ask, but you look at the gap below us to City, 4 of the top 5 are going to make Champions League football. And I want to be one of those 4. I think we've got a chance. So today we're going to give Spurs the advantage in the Cup. If we get through, great. If not, they're going to have the pressure on them going into the later Cup games. They might have to rest people for that. And we can take advantage in the league. That's the hope. We're obviously boosted by the likes of United and Newcastle really underperforming. But for now, we are going into an FA Cup tie incredibly under strength. Tottenham away is the tie. And this is the team we've gone for. It's not a full rotation, but it's a half to 2/3 rotation, if we're being honest. You can see from the players missing out on the squad, there's a lot on the cusp of being too fatigued anyway, and we didn't want another European hangover. The Cassie and Walcott and Davis all 94% or below. We've also got Kevin Foley, who we were going to drop out to give Diaz a game anyway. Maloney's one of 3 number 10s, so we can give one of the others a match. That would have been a change we made too. But it does leave us tight in a couple of areas. So I've tried to stay fairly steady in defensive areas. Obviously, Diaz will be first choice eventually. Gallinucci is the strongest player fit at wing-back. And then Basagno, Van den Bosch, Schmeichel all regulars. So just Andy O'Brien coming in there. Flamini is joined by Keane in the middle instead of Ducassi. We've got Nichols on the bench. Keane will basically now become the number 4 holding midfielder. Nichols probably moves on or becomes an emergency reserve this summer. Then Leon Osman in as the number 10. Portilla, really disappointing at the minute. We'll give him a chance off the bench and see if he can deliver. Dean Ashton and Shane Paul, the all-changed front 2, as Walcott gets a complete rest. Crouch is on the bench, and Valentin Robert, the hero of the last round, is there to pounce if we need him. Into the game we go, away at Tottenham Hotspur. It's a gamble with the squad with Thursday night in mind. But will it pay off? Let's go and find out. Well, an interesting Spurs team. They've got a wonderful striker up top who is brilliant alongside Alan Smith. They've got Bizawar, one of the young players of the season, on the right, and Malouda on the left needs no introduction. King and Dawson solid in defence. We've looked at signing Phil Eiffel before. It's a team that we know is going to compete against us. It's whether we can produce the goods, as Leon Osman has already picked up a yellow card. With 7 minutes gone, we're on the front foot. Gallinucci throws into O'Brien. Hoping Gallinucci can get through these 2 games. We should then have Zonnevel back by next weekend. But for now, the ask has been very big of him since he's come in. He stood up to it in fairness, as Osman gives it away again. Bit worried about him. He's playing poorly, though Rodrigo Diaz wins it back for Ashton. He's poached off the ball, but Keane gets it back. Now O'Brien can just start again with Schmeichel. Sensible play that. Up towards Dean Ashton, who shouldn't get much change out of King, but he does. He wins it. Leon Osman goes wide to Gallinucci. There's 3 in the middle. The cross is blocked, though. It's away as far as Sharpie, and out to the left to Malouda. Here comes the centre forward. Scaccia Barozzi just surging forward on it. Diaz fouls him. Probably the right decision in truth. Been a bit of a scrappy start, and 2 yellow cards for us already, including that left wing back, as Ashton goes up for the challenge, falls for Gallinucci and finds Osman. And now Matthew Flamini puts it forward. Osman up there, and now it's won by Ashton again into Shane Paul, and it's saved. Again, another who had a blistering start, Paul, but he's really dropped off recently. And obviously Walcott's return to form has then sent him out the team. Schmeichel goes long to Keith Keane. It's down for Flamini, but I'm surprised how well Dean Ashton's doing up against Ledley King. Here comes Gallinucci down the left, wins the throw. It's been a fairly positive start from the rotated side. We're back with half an hour gone. Dean Ashton delivers to Shane Paul. It's a brilliant save. Set pieces causing the problem. It'd been a quiet 20 minutes or so, but we almost make it 1. And to be honest, even if we go on to lose this, looking at the performance so far, I think fresh legs over our best team is the right decision. It's been proven wrong instantly as we concede to make it 1-0. Christian Ledesma, a brilliant player. I mean, look at that quality. You cannot compete. It's 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. I'm afraid we're just not good enough at the minute. We're just over 5 to half time. We've had our chances in this game, but not really anything clear cut since that Shane Paul chance, as Ifield gets the ball down the right to Smith. Chance to take on his man. O'Brien nicks it off him. Finds Dean Ashton. Brilliant play from him to hold it up. Finds Keane. Malouda's in though. He could have just flicked it on for Diaz, we were in, but now Spurs are at the other end. Malouda from distance with a good effort. It's tipped over by Kasper Schmeichel. Have had a look at a couple of goalkeepers that could be available in the summer. Schmeichel's doing well, but I'd like a real world-class one if we can. Flamini does well to get the ball clear. But it is Spurs who have grown into this game since opening the scoring. Think we might chuck on Portia at half-time, try and add that third prong to the attack. With 5 to half-time, it's all Spurs. I'm a bit worried about our FA Cup fate, as we've got a throw on the right with Rodrigo Diaz to Shane Paul. Chance to take on his man, but just plays the short ball to Keane. Plays the 1-2 in the end. Ball on the right to Keane again, and he finds Leon Osman with a little bit of space, but he's too slow. Just off the pace. He's had a poor game. Had a bit of a poor season, to be honest, after the early injury. Skaka Barozzi down the right again. Chance to cross. It's back to Eiffel. Down the right to the centre forward. There's men in the middle here for Spurs. Ledesma's got it on the edge. Bizavar shoots. Good save Schmeichel again. Not the best finish to the half this. And it's 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. A deserved lead so far, you'd have to say. We're going to show encouragement. We're going to replace Osman with Portia. We'll give it another 10 before doing anything else. Well, 5 gone in the second half. We're back with a Spurs corner into the front post to Alan Smith. And Dean Ashton, he's in there because he's a big man, but he just came a little bit unstuck defensively. Didn't quite react, didn't anticipate the situation. And now we are probably out. And I think now our attention at the hour mark maybe changes to rest a couple of people who might be first choice on Thursday. Rodrigo Diaz up to Ashton. We look at this as a fitness exercise. It's worth it if we get through against Udinese. That's where the money is for us. As Shane Paul holds the ball up. Chance to cut inside and does. Big switcher play to O'Brien. Into the box towards Diaz. Flicks it down. Just wide of the post. I think we're going to go Valentin Robert. Because Shane Paul's not had the best of games. And then the last sub. I think we're either going to look at Galanucci at left wing back. But I've got no real option to go there. Or maybe rest in, say, a Flamini or one of the starting defenders. I don't know. In truth, it'd be nice to give Kevin Nichols a run out in a game like this because his appearances are going to be fleeting from now. So I'd like him to get a few matches where he can. And I think that's what we're going to do in a minute. Flamini's having to play a lot due to the injuries in holding midfield. So I think he's going to be the one. And he's going to be replaced by Kevin Nichols. Holding midfield, there we go. It's back to Nichols and Keane. Our centre midfield from the first season, and it is back to play in the FA Cup 5th round. No wonder we're not going to win it. As here we go again, defending our own box. Van den Boer heads away as far as Bizavar. Rodrigo Diaz out there. Just good for him to get 90 minutes at this point. This is a good save from Maxi Lopez by Kasper Schmeichel. Ledesma's rebound straight at him. To be honest, with 15 to go, if we're going to get back into it, the goal's got to come now. Robert flicks it on, but there's no one there. And I don't see where it happens at the minute. Portia's out of form. Ashton's not played well. And Robert, while he's had the odd moment, he's not been consistent for us at any point. So expecting heroics 2 or 3 games in a row is unlikely. And we're just a little short at the back. We know where we've got to go to get to the next level. It's the same every year. Nichols, O'Brien, we're getting to that stage where they can't be part of the squad. And when we have to rotate the team, we need it to be stronger. As Robert flicks on, can Portia get the goal? Heavy touch. Galanucci in, no, Robert's there. And Robinson does brilliantly. As it was offside. He wasn't to know that. England's number 1 doing the business there. As we go through stoppage time, it's going to be a 2-0 defeat. But we kind of expected that with the team we put out. We're going to sympathise to try and keep morale high. But it's all about Thursday night. We've rested people so we can get through in Europe. And anything other than a 2 or more goal defeat, we're going to be celebrating out on the streets in Italy. Let's go and see if we can do it. Back in a minute for a UEFA Cup second leg. Well, we're back on Thursday night with no less than 8 British teams in European action. 5 of them from the Premier League, and we are 1 with a 2-0 advantage going away to Italy. It's a good Udinese side with some cracking players in. but we've got to get our first 11 back. We are boosted by Zakura's return from international duty. Zonneveld is almost there, but not quite going to make this one. So let's go and rotate this side a little bit. We'll be back in a minute to run through the team. Well, here is the 11 that we're naming for today, and we are back to as close to full strength as we can get. Zakura doesn't come straight back in because he's played away for a lot, so we're just going to put him on the bench for this one. We've gone for the security of a keeper and centre-half there as well. However, into the starting lineup, the front two return at Crouch and Walcott. Maloney back in, the informed number 10 behind them. DeCassi returns in midfield. Davis returns at the back. And Foley at right wing back due to Diaz being knackered. He'll be off till the weekend as well. So a few changes. We've got back to full strength. We know that Zonneveld's not made it. We'll be looking a bit different at the weekend again. With a 2-0 advantage going away here. I've got to be honest with you. If we don't get through, I'll be a little disappointed. Well, look at this for an aggressive Udinese lineup. Di Natale out on the left-hand side. Esposito on the right. Flying forward. Sulimentari in the middle. Lupoli and Marika up front. And Zapata and Matheson with plenty of pace at the back. This is an excellent Udinese team. And while we beat them 2-0 in the first leg, it was a fairly even match. We just got fortunate with a couple of chances. I do worry, looking immediately at this, that we might have to change our defensive structure. It's a gamble of whether our wing-backs can take advantage or do we leave a 3-on-4 at the back every time. If I put the full-backs in, maybe just try and see it out, do we then invite pressure? I guess if we concede here, I might be forced to change. I'm going to go for it early. I'm not going to gamble. We're going to put Foley and Gallanucci to full-back. They're both natural defenders anyway. I might still let them go forwards, but even then I don't know if I want to. We've got nothing to prove. We don't need to score tonight. We just need to keep another clean sheet. So we're going to go for a flat pack 5 and we're going to risk losing some of our attacking edge. As Matheson, will it prove to be too defensive? Flamini wins it back. We've still got that 3-pronged central attack on the counter. I just have to hope that between them they can do something as DeCassi breaks away to Crouch. Walcott's in. This is how we scored in the first leg. Walcott breaking in behind. Beats his man. Gustavo with a challenge, but it only falls towards Crouch, who's fouled. Now, he missed a penalty in the first leg. Can he put it right today? We've done exactly what we wanted on the counter. Walcott causing chaos. Please, Pete, don't miss 2 in a row. Crouch fires it in with venom. 3-0 on aggregate. An away goal as well. Now Udinese need 4. That is a brilliant position to be in. We're heading through in the UEFA Cup as it stands. And tactically, we've got it right as Foley throws into DeCassi. Foley crosses. They've got a gamble now. It benefits us all the way. Crouch nearly gets on that one, but he was offside. The flag goes up. But this is a brilliant night so far. We're going to be partying soon. 10 more minutes pass without incident, and we're counting them down by the moment. As Walcott flicks on that throw, it's cleared downfield, but Davis, fresh as a daisy after the weekend off. Hopefully the right decision, though Vandenborg's beaten by Lupoli, who is just ridiculous in this game. He cuts it into Matheson. Up goes the left back. Brilliant work. Crouch flicks it on. Foley's there. Up to Walcott, but Zapata wins it. He's making that habit, trying to get there first, isn't he? As Foley clears it long downfield. Crouch loses the header. Pinsey, who gave away the penalty, finds Sulimentari, whose shot is over the bar, but it wasn't that far away. Certainly had me a little bit concerned. We went straight from the goal kick with Schmeichel as well. Hopefully Big Pete can win the flick on. Up he goes with Gustavo. Doesn't this time. Esposito forward. Lupoli's in the box. Header's good. But it's straight as Schmeichel. We can deal with that. It's still 1-0, and with half an hour gone, this has been perfect. The only question I've got is why we're seeing so much of the game as Crouch flicks down for Maloney. I'd really like a quiet hour as Flamini, DeCassi, one more goal. I might start partying though. Maloney loses out. Basagno wins it back. DeCassi to Flamini, who has recovered really well since coming back in the team. And that's the strength in depth I'm talking about that we need in every position as Crouch flicks on for Maloney. That's surely job done. A brilliant European performance on the counter. Putting the fullbacks back has worked a treat, because all of our threat is coming on the break down the middle. And Sean Maloney is the informed number 10. Half an hour gone. We've doubled our aggregate lead. I saw we picked up a knock there. I think it was Crouch. I might rest him at half time if it's still 4. But here he is flying down the left. He doesn't look too bad, does he? Cuts inside. Crosses towards Maloney. Headed away. Flamini wins it back. Crouch again. I don't know why he's going for a lob there. Just shoot. Put your foot through it. With 40 gone, it's been a brilliant night. And Crouch is even recovering in fairness, as here comes the big switch from Udinese. We do not want to give them any hope before the break. Montari shot the flex. Schmeichel did well to react, got down to it on his right-hand side. And at half-time, that is as close to perfect as we could ask for. A brilliant performance. I'm so pleased. I know it was disappointing in the FA Cup, but it is so worth it at the minute. As we move into the second half, we're really confident. And with 10 gone in it, we're on the break again as Foley throws into Flamini. Out to Maloney on the right, wins the corner. I think I'm going to give Walcott a rest in a minute because we're at the point where Paul's got that pace on the break anyway. And I want to just protect the best players or the informed players. So I think we'll see out this throw as well. Then we'll make the decision. In fact, they've given a corner. Maloney will take it. Davis is up. Lupoli beats him to it. Crouch won't make that. But we do win it back with Van den Boer. What an effort that is. Straight at the goalkeeper. Let's get Shane Paul on up front and just make sure there's no further injuries. Walcott has had a big spell back in the team since getting fit. And I don't want to risk him today. A few more minutes we'll probably do. Maybe Maloney on a yellow and then maybe De Cassi. He's not had a breather either really. And with Zakora back, there's a chance to reintegrate him. As Esposito forward, shots wide. This has been a lovely night. I feel so relaxed at the minute. But one goal could change that. As Schmeichel goes long, Crouch will be up. Zanoni's there, but Crouch wins it for Maloney. He's got a man to the right, but he goes alone. That's a little bit ambitious. An hour gone though, and they don't look like scoring. Here we are again, just 2 minutes later, as Udinese break down the left-hand side. Chance to carry forward with Sulimentari. We're forcing them back into a very good shape we fall here. As Di Natale is chased by Maloney. Great work from the number 10. Gets it into Montari and Matheson again. Not going anywhere just yet, but there's the big switch that worries us. Esposito shoots. Schmeichel equal to it. To be honest, if they're just going to have cracks from there, we've got them exactly where we want them. 20 minutes to go. I'm going to make the 2 subs I said. De Cassi is going to come off. He will be replaced by Didier Zakora. And then Maloney. Do you know what? I'm going to bring on Keith Keane and I'm just going to put him as a centre mid. A little bit more cautious. Again, just see that shape out. Make sure Montari doesn't get too much space on the ball. And try and be tactically astute here. Because at 4-0, we just need to keep the job done. Keep it comfortable. It's been a brilliant night. It's been a brilliant effort. And as Zanoni throws in from the right, barring a miracle, this shouldn't even be a close game now. As Matheson gets the ball to Pinzi. Out to Esposito. Of course, we are inviting pressure, but probably the right thing to do now. Barreto gets the cross in. Flamini away. Brilliant bodies on the line again. Matheson recycles at left back and Esposito has switched sides. Finds Pinzi. Shots blocked by Keith Keane, who's back in there helping out. That's why we put the extra man in there. Pinzi again has the ball. Ball into Marika. I thought he was offside, but it's not given. And there is the goal for the hosts. Still 4-1 on aggregate. Should be no worry at this stage. But not ideal. We wanted a clean sheet. Well, 5 minutes to go. We are inviting a bit of pressure, but Keith Keane has just won it back high up the pitch. Paul plays a short one to Crouch. Drags his shot wide. Arguably could have played it back in there. And Paul would have been one-on-one. As it is, we've got to deal with the Udinese goal kick. And try and manage the last few minutes of this European tie. No drama, please. Davis fouled. Lovely stuff. Elbow as well. Get him off. Get him off, referee. Oh, he's only given him a yellow. A straight elbow should be a red card. Zakora's got a free kick 30 yards out. Can we finish in style? Straight at the keeper. That's all right. Save scoring your free kicks for another day. As Schmeichel goes long, Paul will chase it. Ambitiously, I would suggest. Pazienza gets it forward to Marika. Udinese looking to at least level it on the night. And they've got it on the right-hand side with Biondo. But in the 90th minute, surely it's too late for any drama now. Esposito off the left where he's been a bit more threatening. Davis has made a hash of that. But Marika has put it into the side netting. Shouldn't be on the pitch, but he almost got a goal. 4 minutes of stoppage time played. Job done. 2-1 on the night. 4-1 on aggregate. That is well worth it. The FA Cup decision has paid off. Now, who have we got in the next round? That's what I want to know. Let's find out who it is and when we're going to be back, because that is certainly going to feature. Well, next up are AZ Alkmaar. We have beaten Udinese. Why did it say win over Zabretta there? Seems a little bit odd. United game rearranged. So when is it? Right, we've got a couple of league games between it, but I think that's what we have to do. We'll do the AZ Alkmaar second leg and then either United or Everton. Looking at the table, they're both in very similar positions. United, we're going to have to rest people if we get any result against AZ, but we'll work it out when we get there. One of those Premier League games and AZ Alkmaar in the second leg. Can we go on a UEFA Cup run? We'll find out the answer together tomorrow. If you did enjoy this one, a big jubilant party in Italy, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you want to stay up to date as we continue each weekday with this FM06 Let's Retro Save, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We've got plenty of live streams to come on Twitch as well, starting at our new club this weekend as we move on after a sack in there. Please do go and give that a follow up in the eye above. You can also check out the football podcast for championship predictions and the EFL playoffs every match day. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow as this European adventure continues. And this time, we've got the second leg advantage at home.